Time is relentless in its motion. Whether you decide to act or stay still, it never hesitates. It never lingers. It never bargains. Each passing second that escapes your grasp is one that will never return. And yet, within that same unstoppable flow lies a mystery. Transformation can unfold faster than the blink of an eye. This is the contradiction most people rarely comprehend. They assume change is gradual, that it demands weeks, months, even years of effort to undo what's deeply embedded. But the realm of quantum physics whispers a different truth. It implies that in the precise moment you decide, in the single breath you align, an entirely new timeline becomes accessible. And the haunting question remains: if time will move forward regardless, what version of reality are you allowing it to lead you toward? We've been taught to view transformation as a steep climb, one tiring step after another, endlessly upward. Yet every mountain hides a secret gate, a narrow passage few ever attempt to find. This gate isn't opened by effort or by waiting, but through frequency. Science tells us that particles can exist in multiple states until observation fixes them into being. What if your existence functions in the same manner? What if the future you believe will take years to create already lives within possibility, waiting only for you to bring it into now? This isn't poetic fiction, it's the essence of quantum potential. But here's the twist. Most people never locate that passage, not because it's missing but because they're mesmerized by the illusion of time itself. Picture a pendulum swinging endlessly side to side. When watched intently, it appears to move predictably and inevitably. But when you stop watching the swing and instead focus on the still point at the center, the axis from which it hangs, you discover a place of perfect silence, a timeless zone from which all motion begins. True transformation is born not from the movement, but from that still center. The irony is that change accelerates when you enter the timeless. People chase endless techniques, affirmations, or validation, but none of those touch the core. The axis lies within, in the exact instant you decide to stop drifting and become the witness who alters the swing itself. It may sound abstract, but neuroscience supports it. The brain isn't a fixed mechanism trapped in permanent circuits. It's flexible, moldable, and can reorganize itself in moments of deep harmony. Research shows that when feeling, thought, and body synchronize, new neural patterns form immediately. This means the very identity you've been carrying for years can dissolve and reform in an instant. The notion that change demands years isn't science, it's conditioning. And conditioning is merely repetition without awareness. The moment you shine awareness on the illusion, you gain the power to break it. But that's not the ultimate reason transformation can happen instantly. There's a deeper key and it's about to unfold. Picture someone standing before two roads. One stretches endlessly, winding and rough, crowded with challenges that seem impossible. The other is almost invisible, hidden in plain sight, yet it leads straight to the summit. Most people, shaped by their past experiences and inherited beliefs, instinctively choose the longer route because they trust struggle more than simplicity. They assume hardship equals growth. But what if that assumption is the very chain keeping them bound to slow progress? What if the unseen shortcut exists right now, but your perception edits it out before you notice? Quantum physics has already shown that an observer's expectation shapes which reality comes into focus. If you anticipate struggle, you manifest the long journey. If you dare to expect immediacy, the shorter route unveils itself. The real question is, what version of existence are you observing into form at this exact moment? Here the paradox tightens its hold, for even knowing this, most people still won't move. They'll absorb the idea, nod in agreement, then allow another day to drift away unchanged. Time moves on, quietly consuming potential until one day the person awakens, wondering where it all disappeared. But your presence here is no coincidence. The very fact these words have entered your awareness means the universe has already aligned to reveal your doorway. The only remaining question is whether you'll choose to step through it. That decision doesn't live in tomorrow. It's not waiting in the next month. It's not something for 5 years from now. It exists here, right now. The paradox of time and transformation is that the longer you delay, the more you reinforce delay as your truth. And the quicker you decide, the sooner you collapse an entirely new reality into existence. Deep within, you already sense this. You've experienced moments where everything shifted instantly, where a choice, a realization, or even a single breath redirected the entire course of your life. That wasn't random chance. That was quantum principle in action, revealing itself through you. But here's the part most people miss. Why do those moments feel rare, almost accidental, instead of something you can summon consciously? The truth is they're not rare at all. You just haven't yet mastered the art of standing at the still point with intention. That's the hidden key. And once you learn how to access that point, transformation will stop being a distant dream and become your immediate reality. As time continues to move, impartial, unstoppable, indifferent, ask yourself, will you let it drag you deeper into repetition? Or will you finally cross into the paradox, the doorway where transformation ignores time altogether because it unfolds in the present? Keep listening, because the unseen mechanism behind this instant shift is about to surface, and it will unravel everything you believed about how change works. People are conditioned to think transformation must be gradual. Therapists talk about years spent unpacking childhood pain. Self-improvement teachers preach endless rituals, countless affirmations, or a decade of discipline before true change is attainable. Society reinforces this belief because it thrives on keeping people slow, dependent, hesitant, and uncertain. But in the quantum framework, speed holds no importance. Reality doesn't calculate time the way the human mind does. Reality answers to frequency, not to the passage of time. The brain, the body, and the energetic field never question how long you've been trying, they respond only to alignment. The secret mechanism behind instant transformation lives here. Coherence is the true currency of evolution, not time. Imagine two tuning forks. Strike one, and when it's placed beside another of the same frequency, the second begins vibrating immediately. It doesn't need years of effort to learn the resonance. It simply vibrates in harmony. Your body functions no differently. When your thoughts, emotions, and physical state synchronize to a single frequency, you instantly resonate with the reality that already carries that vibration. Neuroscience names this neuroplasticity. Ancient wisdom calls it embodiment. Physics refers to it as resonance. Different words, one identical truth. The shift occurs the moment true alignment is reached. The delay exists only within your assumption that delay must exist. Think about how memory operates. When you remember a painful experience, your body doesn't take days or weeks to recreate the stress. Your heartbeat quickens. Your stomach tightens. Stress hormones surge through your system. The body behaves as though the memory is happening right now. That's because the brain doesn't separate imagination from reality. So if your body can instantly re-experience trauma, why couldn't it just as easily embody joy, peace, or empowerment the moment you choose to feed it those emotions? This is the unseen mechanism so many overlook. Your biology is already designed for immediate reaction. The only thing absent is your deliberate use of that design. But wait, the picture isn't complete yet. There's still an essential piece missing. And without it, coherence dissolves just as swiftly as it forms. The quantum field itself verifies this truth. At the subatomic scale, particles react instantly to changes in observation. They don't pause. They don't stall. When the observer's attention shifts, the wave collapses into a new configuration. The delay, in fact, is never in the field, it's within us. It's the hesitation, the disbelief, the quiet contradiction between what we want and what we embody that traps us in repetition. Picture planting a seed, then digging it up every hour to see if it's grown. That's what doubt does. The soil, the quantum field, was ready to sprout the seed immediately, but your interference keeps restarting the cycle. The structure for instant change has always existed. What slows it is the inability to sustain resonance long enough for it to stabilize. Interrupt the pattern. Pause and notice your breathing right now. Has your breath softened as you've been reading? Has your awareness turned inward? That's not coincidence. That's the field responding instantly to your focus. By noticing, you've already interrupted the habitual rhythm of your nervous system. That interruption is the gateway. In that small window, you stepped out of automation and into conscious choice. That's how delicate the boundary truly is. A single breath, a flicker of awareness, one decision, and the entire structure of identity begins to rewire itself. You don't require more time, you need depth of presence. The biggest mistake most people make is trying to think their way into new states of being. They repeat phrases, they write endless affirmations, yet they fail to involve the body. Without emotion, language is hollow. Without physical engagement, thought becomes meaningless noise. The mechanism activates only when all three, mind, heart, and body, unite. This is why ancient traditions like chanting, movement, and ceremony held such power. They were never about the words themselves. They were about harmony. When a tribe danced beneath the night sky, circling the fire, they weren't wasting time. They were merging as one collective frequency, collapsing a unified reality into existence. Modern research now identifies this as heart-brain synchronization. When the heart's electromagnetic rhythm aligns with the brain's neural oscillations, the body becomes a transmitter, broadcasting one coherent signal. That's when instantaneous shifts occur. And yet, there's still another dimension to this. Because coherence alone is insufficient. Picture a laser beam, its power lies not just in light but in precision. All photons move together in harmony. But what gives them purpose is direction. Without direction, coherence becomes a faint glow. This is the missing layer most overlook. They may experience brief flashes of alignment, during meditation, in gratitude, or in awe, but without focus, that energy scatters. The secret mechanism demands both harmony and focus. Only when your awareness locks onto a chosen reality and holds steady without diffusion does the field reshape itself to reflect you. So the real question is, how do you sustain focus when your mind is wired for distraction? This is where the actual technique begins to unfold. But for now, understand this. Your transformation is not postponed by destiny, karma, or unseen obstacles. It's postponed by internal chaos, scattered energy, broken concentration, and the belief that time is necessary for change. Remove those illusions and transformation becomes immediate. The hidden engine of instant shifts is already functioning within you at this very moment. Each breath, every emotion, every act of awareness activates it. What's missing is your conscious command of it. And that mastery is exactly what comes next. You might have realized something by now. Thinking about transformation is entirely different from becoming transformation. The mind can grasp ideas endlessly, but until the body records them, nothing evolves. This is the invisible wall that keeps people stagnant. They collect information without embodiment. They study, listen, imagine, yet their vibration remains unchanged. And vibration is not a symbol or metaphor. It is a quantifiable truth. Every cell within your body emits electromagnetic energy. Every thought carries a chemical signature, every emotion a specific vibration. The science is undeniable. Your state of being isn't who you think you are, it's what your body is actively broadcasting. That transmission shapes the reality you bring into form. Neville Goddard spoke of living in the end, not as a clever mental trick, but as an actual state of existence. Dr. Joe Dispenza echoes this same wisdom. When the heart and brain enter true harmony, the body begins to act as though the future has already arrived. In those moments, your nervous system stops waiting for outside confirmation. It programs the new reality internally. And here's the astonishing truth: the body doesn't debate with you. When you convince it through emotion and full awareness, it can't tell the difference between memory and imagination, between past and future. This isn't mere philosophy. Brain imaging research proves that when you vividly visualize performing a skill, the same neural pathways activate as when you physically do it. The brain literally restructures itself through mental rehearsal. What you practice internally becomes what you display externally. But embodiment reaches beyond neurons. The heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in the human body, radiating up to 3 meters in all directions. When you maintain feelings of gratitude, compassion, or love, the rhythm of your heart becomes ordered, sending a harmonious signal that syncs with the brain. This condition is called heart-brain coherence. And within it, the entire nervous system recalibrates. Put simply, the body begins to transmit a new frequency. If thought is the spark, emotion is the current, and physiology is the amplifier, together they form vibrational encoding, the imprinting of your chosen reality into your being. Without encoding, desires remain theoretical. With it, they become magnetic. Picture a radio station. You might have the most beautiful song recorded, but unless you tune into the correct frequency, you'll never hear it. In the same way, your desired reality already exists as a signal within the quantum field. Embodiment is tuning your entire system to that signal. Merely thinking about it is like holding the radio but never turning the dial. Feeling it without regulating your body is like catching static, bits of melody but never the full song. Only when thought, emotion, and body align do you tune in with perfect clarity. This explains why people sometimes experience what we call miracles: sudden healing, rapid breakthroughs, or instant manifestations. They unknowingly fall into flawless vibrational alignment. The real secret is that this can be trained. But here lies a deeper mystery. If the body already knows how to encode, why do most people fail to hold that state? The uncomfortable answer: they don't truly believe they're worthy of it. From childhood, we're conditioned to delay happiness, to distrust ease, to earn joy through hardship. We're told that suffering builds strength and struggle proves value. So even when someone reaches coherence, they unconsciously sabotage it because their nervous system equates safety with difficulty. This isn't only mental, it's wired into the biology. Hormonal cycles, neural patterns, and muscle memory all reinforce the idea that life must be hard. To undo this, you need more than awareness. You must retrain the body to vibrate with ease. Think of a dancer. At first, they move by calculation, Left foot here, right arm there, counting each step. It feels mechanical, stiff, uncertain. But over time, something extraordinary happens. The mind steps aside and the body flows naturally, effortless, graceful, alive. That is embodiment. The dancer no longer thinks about dancing, they become the dance. Transformation functions exactly the same way. In the beginning, you practice presence, gratitude, and alignment as if they are foreign skills. But when you pass into true vibrational embodiment, the practice fades away. You no longer try to feel different, you are different. That state becomes your natural baseline. And that is the moment reality shifts instantly, because you've stopped chasing alignment and started being it. You are transmitting it constantly. This is why spiritual masters through the ages have urged people to become what they seek. It was never about pretending, it was always about encoding. If you desire abundance, you cannot think abundance while radiating fear. If you crave love, you cannot speak of love while vibrating with self-rejection. The universe doesn't answer to words, it responds to frequency. Your true prayer is the energy you embody, not the phrases you repeat. This is why some individuals manifest with ease while others struggle despite effort. It's never about how much you try, it's about how completely you align. So let's close one loop and open the next. The hidden mechanism behind instantaneous change operates through coherence. And vibrational encoding is what stabilizes that coherence. Yet here's the paradox. If coherence and embodiment are the keys, why don't we all live in constant miracles? Why do even disciplined seekers fall back into anxiety, fear, or doubt? The missing link is practice, but not practice in terms of hours, practice in terms of intensity. 1 second of complete embodiment outweighs hours of half-focused effort. And there exists a specific technique to reach that intensity. One that merges coherence, focus, and vibrational encoding into a single motion. That is where we're heading next. Everything we've uncovered points to one undeniable truth. Transformation doesn't demand time, it demands alignment. So how do you align on command? How do you merge coherence, focus, and embodiment into one deliberate act strong enough to reshape your reality instantly? The answer is surprisingly simple, so simple that most people overlook it. The fastest method for transformation is not a ritual lasting hours, not 1,000 affirmations written daily, nor decades of rigid discipline. It's a practice that fuses thought, emotion, and body into one directive to the field. It begins with the breath. Breath is the bridge linking the physical and the energetic. Inhaling is the act of receiving, exhaling the act of release. Yet most people breathe automatically, never realizing they carry within their lungs the most direct switch for transformation. Here's the technique. Take a mindful breath into your heart space, not your upper chest. Visualize the air flowing directly into the area behind your sternum, filling your heart with radiant energy. Hold that breath, not with tension but with stillness, as if the universe itself has paused alongside you. Then exhale slowly, summoning the exact emotion that represents the reality you wish to embody: gratitude, peace, joy, freedom. Do not think the feeling. Let your body sense as though it has already occurred. This breath fused with emotion becomes the spark of coherence. Now here comes the vital step. As you breathe and feel, you must direct your mind toward a target. Focus not on the lack of what you desire, but on the vibration of already having it. If it's abundance, feel prosperity flowing through your veins. If it's love, feel the warmth of connection beneath your skin. If it's freedom, feel the expansion within your heart space. This isn't visualization in the old sense. This is vibrational coding in the present moment. Your breath instructs the nervous system. Your emotion fuels the energetic field, and your focus crystallizes possibility into matter. A single breath like this carries more force than thousands of thoughts lost in uncertainty. Science supports this principle. Research from the HeartMath Institute demonstrates that when individuals maintain heart-centered breathing with positive feeling, their electromagnetic field becomes visibly coherent. This harmony not only balances inner systems like hormones and brain rhythms but also radiates outward, interacting with the environment. Essentially, your body becomes a laser beam of energy transmitting into the quantum field. When combined with clear intention, this transmission aligns with potential timelines already existing as probabilities. The field does not resist you. It simply responds. The transformation is instantaneous because the field itself exists beyond time. You might wonder, can it really be this effortless? The missing link lies here. Most people fail to repeat the process long enough to anchor the shift. They take one breath, sense a flicker of alignment, and then drift back into tension. But imagine doing this consciously 3 times each day. 3 mindful breaths, each one a complete embodiment of the world you choose. Not hours, not years, just moments of pure coherence. The nervous system would recalibrate, the field would sync with the new signal, and your reality would reorganize itself accordingly. The technique is quick because speed is not the key, intensity is. Stop for a moment. Place your hand over your heart. Inhale deeply as if light is entering that space. Exhale with gratitude as though what you've long awaited has already arrived. Did you notice the shift? That instant transformation is precisely the method we're describing. You didn't need years of struggle or endless effort. You simply needed to choose coherence, focus, and embodiment in one breath. Now picture maintaining that choice every single day. How might your life unfold 6 months from now, or a year? The field responds far faster than you imagine, but it awaits your signal to stabilize. This is why the ancient sages were correct when they said prayer is not spoken, but felt. This is why Neville Goddard declared that living in the end is the key. This is why Joe Dispenza teaches that elevated emotion combined with coherent intention equals creation. They were all pointing toward the very same method. Breathe, feel, focus, embody. It's simple enough to be ignored, yet potent enough to transform your entire existence. The only obstacle is your readiness to practice, not with strain but with presence. And this is where I invite you to ground this technique. Now write it, own it, proclaim it in the comments below. I breathe my future into the now. This simple declaration merges your action with your intention, and the field listens. And by typing it, you reinforce the embodiment of the practice itself. Don't let it remain as mere concept. Declare it, feel it, and begin merging timelines with your own breath. The doorway now stands open, the path fully visible. Transformation does not wait for the future. It lives in the instant you decide to embody it. And with every deliberate breath, you hold the ability to rewrite your existence. Yet there is still another dimension. Because understanding the technique isn't enough. The real question is, how do you live within it? How do you make the quantum shortcut your natural rhythm instead of a brief spark? That is the exploration we step into next. Knowing the method is one thing. Living from within it is another. Most people treat practices like this as temporary rituals. Something done at sunrise, forgotten by midday, and recalled only when life becomes overwhelming. But the quantum shortcut is not meant to be a passing exercise. It is meant to evolve into your core operating system. The breath, the alignment, the embodiment, they are not short-lived tools. They are states of awareness you return to until they become your identity. The gap between those who experience transformation once and those who live it consistently isn't luck, it's continuity. Picture how a river sculpts through rock. One drop alone appears trivial, but steady, persistent flow shapes entire valleys. The technique functions in the same way. One breath can open the threshold, but consistent breaths construct the new architecture of your life. Neuroscience describes this through Hebb's law. Neurons that fire together, wire together. Each time you breathe through the heart and generate an elevated feeling, you reinforce the neural pattern of coherence. Through repetition, that pathway becomes the brain's dominant route, replacing stress, doubt, and anxiety. Ancient traditions express the same concept as building faith. What modern science names neuroplasticity, mystics have long called devotion. And here lies the true potency of the quantum shortcut. It compresses time. When you exist in coherence, life events begin to reorganize themselves with astonishing speed. Opportunities seem to materialize from nowhere. The right people appear at the right time. Solutions once unimaginable reveal themselves with effortless flow. The analytical mind may label these as coincidences, but the quantum perspective recognizes them as pure resonance. Your vibrational imprint radiates into the field, and the field reshapes matter to mirror it. Living through the shortcut means no longer chasing outcomes step by step. It means drawing them in effortlessly beyond the limits of time. You may recall moments in your life when everything suddenly flowed, when you met the perfect person, received surprising news, or felt a wave of clarity wash through you. Those instances were never random. They were flashes of coherence where your inner frequency and external world locked into sync. The tragedy is that most people dismiss them as coincidences, unaware they are glimpses of their natural alignment. The shortcut isn't about creating those miracles, it's about sustaining them. Imagine waking each morning, not hoping life will cooperate, but knowing it already bends to your vibration. Picture challenges fading away, not through effort but because your energetic signature no longer sustains their presence. That is the quantum shortcut. The collapse of struggle into flow, the end of force into effortless alignment. Notice how your mind might resist this. Perhaps it whispers, but life can't really be that simple. That voice is the echo of programming. The shortcut feels impossible to those whose identity is built upon hardship. Yet science shows struggle is not law, it's habit. The electron does not fight to leap to a higher orbit. It simply rises when energy is added. The body does not force itself to heal, it naturally seals the wound. Ease is the true order of existence. Difficulty is the exception we were taught to revere. The shortcut is a homecoming to this natural rhythm. To live in it, you must practice not only the breath but the awareness that guards it. The world will try to lure you back into stress, fear, and fragmentation. Each time you may feel drawn to collapse into the old timeline. But the shortcut remains as near as your next breath. The question isn't whether it functions, it always does. The only question is whether you will remember to activate it. Forgetting leads you back to the long path. Remembering returns you to the shortcut. Life becomes a gentle dance of remembering until remembrance itself becomes your state of being. This is where the shift from doing to being unfolds. At first, you practice the method, breathe, feel, focus. But soon the doing dissolves. You awaken already coherent. You enter spaces and others sense a calm magnetism they can't define. You speak, and your words carry gravity not through logic but through vibration. You stop waiting for evidence because you are the evidence. This is when manifestation ceases to feel like an effort. It becomes life's natural reflection of who you've become. And yet, one final curiosity remains. If the shortcut is this potent, why don't most people live it? Because the mind adores complexity. Simplicity threatens its control. People crave 10 steps, 20 rules, a lifetime of striving, because complication justifies delay. The shortcut dissolves that illusion. It says, one breath, one focus, one embodiment, now. Simplicity terrifies because it removes every excuse. Once you know change can be immediate, you can no longer hide behind time. You must choose. And choice is pure power disguised as responsibility. Living the quantum shortcut isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. It's choosing alignment again and again until it becomes second nature. The field never demands flawlessness, it responds faithfully to direction. Each time you choose alignment, you transmit a fresh signal, and existence immediately rearranges itself. Over time, the compounded impact becomes astonishing. A year from now, you might look back and barely recognize who you once were. Not because you climbed the mountain step by step, but because you discovered the hidden gate and walked right through it. And now we arrive at the edge of the final revelation. Because beyond the acceleration of change lies something even more profound, a state of stepping outside time itself. Not simply living faster but living beyond the clock. That is where we're headed next. And once you truly grasp it, the idea of waiting for anything will dissolve completely. The allure of speed is powerful. Everyone seeks quicker outcomes, instant transformation, manifestations without delay. But speed still belongs to time. It still measures itself in minutes, days, and years. To genuinely access the quantum fabric of reality, you must move past the concept of speed altogether. You must enter timelessness, because within the quantum field there is no countdown, no waiting zone, no straight path to follow. There exists only the infinite present, the unending now. Once you embody this state, life no longer revolves around racing toward a future. It becomes about inhabiting the vibration where that future is already complete. Think of your experiences in a flow state. Athletes speak of moments when time seems to stretch endlessly. Artists describe creating for hours, unaware that any seconds have passed. In those states, time doesn't accelerate or decelerate, it simply vanishes. Neuroscience reveals that during flow, the brain enters altered states of awareness, quieting the prefrontal cortex, the region obsessed with counting time and controlling results. The outcome? You step out of the illusion of sequence and into pure potential. Spirituality calls it presence. Science calls it transient hypofrontality. Both describe the same truth. Timelessness is the true source of power. When you exist in that state, desire itself evolves. Instead of yearning for something ahead, you reside in the energy of it already fulfilled. Instead of efforting, you emanate. Instead of waiting, you receive. The shift is gentle but revolutionary, because the quantum field does not differentiate between past, present, and future. It only answers to the vibration you hold right now. When you melt into timelessness, you stop broadcasting the frequency of waiting and start transmitting the signal of having. And reality, as faithful as ever, reflects that broadcast back to you. Consider light. For the photon, the messenger of illumination, there is no time. It departs from a star billions of light years away and touches your eyes as if no time ever passed. The photon exists eternally in the now. You are composed of the same quantum essence, governed by identical principles. The notion of delay is a mental illusion, not a universal law. To live as timeless is to awaken as light itself, traveling without time, merging realities instantly, embodying what already exists instead of waiting for it to appear. Pattern interrupt. Feel this instant fully. If you stop tracking the clock, if you forgot the date, what would remain? Only this inhale, this awareness, this living moment. That is timelessness. And within it, everything you once believed was distant collapses into reach. Your dreams are not far away, they are simply concealed behind the illusion of linear thought. Lift that veil and you'll see they've been here all along. Right here in this breath. This is why the ancient masters placed presence above every other pursuit. The real power was never stored in tomorrow. It has always existed in the now. Neville Goddard revealed that imagining the fulfilled end dissolves the illusion of delay. Joe Dispenza shows that when you live in the emotion of the future today, your mind and body rewire instantly. Amit Goswami reminds us that consciousness selects reality in the present act of awareness. The mystics and scientists meet at the same realization. Timelessness is the birthplace of creation. Living beyond the need for speed is true freedom. It means you no longer measure success by clocks or compare yourself to someone else's timeline. You stop postponing your joy until circumstances align. You live as though everything you desire is already accomplished. And ironically, that is when manifestation appears effortlessly. Those around you may label it luck, fate, or even magic, but you'll know it as the natural flow of timeless coherence emanating through you. And this is where your evolution extends beyond this video. Because what you've uncovered here is not merely a method, it's a gateway into a completely new state of existence. If you're ready to go deeper, to practice timeless embodiment with grounded guidance, I've created a companion resource to support you. It's an ebook titled Awaken Your Quantum Power, which also includes a practical workbook designed to help you live these teachings day by day. You'll find the link in the pinned comment below. So let us close with one essential truth. Time will move forward regardless, but who you choose to be in this moment determines what that time gives form to. Do not chase speed, step into timelessness. Because when you do, life stops being a wait for transformation and becomes transformation itself in motion. And once you live from that frequency, miracles no longer appear miraculous, they become the effortless rhythm of who you already are.